Good morning, everyone. I've just woken up, and so I've got morning hair. I'm still in my pajamas, but I want to answer a question for a subscriber, or at least a viewer, I guess, who is asking some questions about using the GoPro Hero 3 or Hero 4 as a work camera. So I'm going to read a little bit of his question. What he's asking here is he says, is the GoPro able to record its own audio for a training situation? He also has made mention of the fact that he wants to use it for like a work camera, a camera to, I guess, maybe record some things at work. He's asking some questions about whether whether he should go with the GoPro Hero 4 or the Hero 3, Hero 3 Plus, the various different models that are still out there at this point in time, because now you can still buy the Hero 3 at a much reduced rate. He's asking, is the black worth it, or which one should he go ahead and get? First of all, let me say this: I have used the GoPro Hero 3, and I'm sure my Hero 4 in the future. I've not had a chance to yet, but my Hero 3 as a awesome tool for work. And matter of fact, it almost helped me survive, I think, my time down in Charlotte when I was having to do some kind of programming forms for the web. We used a system down there called Salesforce eVariant, and I had to put these forms and things into web pages all the time, and it was kind of a tricky thing to do it. And so I would, some of the people who were the trainers, I would hold the GoPro there and I would watch every step they did and record that. Other people would sit there trying to write it all down and everything. For me, it was absolutely indispensable to have that GoPro and to be able to use it there for just taking notes. Sometimes I go into meetings about complicated situations, and real discreetly, I would just set the GoPro down beside me and record the scenarios they were looking for, so I didn't miss any points. And sometimes that's pretty handy to have at work. So for me, yeah, I would say it is as much a work tool, a recording device. It's like a notepad for video and audio that I take to work with me all the time. I have one every day that I go to work. And sometimes it's just to record a meeting board. I know I can shoot pictures of it, but often it's fun to maybe show a meeting board where people have brainstormed and written, and then I can actually comment as I'm holding the GoPro. I can say, okay, now they made this point about this, they made this point about this, and I can actually, record my thought notes along with what's on that board. Fantastic tool for me. So not only is it a recreational tool, it's a excellent work tool. Now I'm going to jump to what kind of models I would recommend. The Hero 3 is really, for that kind of thing, just as good as the Hero 4. The only thing you're getting with these better, higher end models are more frame rates, which means you can shoot at higher speeds if you want to be able to slow video down. You can do time lapses and things with some of them that you can't do with others. You can shoot in what are called Protune Modes, which are really high color density or color level. It's hard to explain exactly what Protune is. It's sort of a video on steroids where you can go back later and you can do in post-production. When you're playing around with your video, you can enrich colors and bring things out of shadows. So it's a much more detailed kind of video. And the high-end cameras, the black cameras, have some of these features, and they'll shoot larger bits of video, maybe what's called 4K 30, which is 4 times the resolution of 1080p we have today. I will say this: in a work situation or a training situation, I almost never go out of 1080p, which almost all of the GoPros, I think all the GoPros have 1080p, and I almost never go out of a 24 frame per second mode, 30 frame per second. In other words, you don't need 100 frames per second to shoot your work video. You don't need 90 frames per second or 120. So, if you're going to use it more for training, yes, it records audio. It records audio quite well. If the more distant you are from something, the less audio you're going to hear, but you can always boost that up with your software. You can use the GoPro Studio software, which is free, to increase the audio levels. You can also, like me, I use professional type software, but there are all kinds of different types of software you can use. I just favor the Premiere Pro because I'm a graphic designer and I use all of Adobe's suite, and so I subscribe to it. It costs me $50 a month. but I don't subscribe to cable or anything, you know, television, or I save a lot of money other ways, and I make money with the Adobe Creative Cloud, which has a whole bunch of other software, InDesign and Photoshop and Illustrator and Dreamweaver and tools that I use day in, day out. Premiere Pro comes with it, and Premiere Pro is my software editing package of choice. So to answer your question, if you think you're going to use your GoPro for other things, you know, for recreational things, for me, it's transformed my life. I take it with me everywhere. I do a lot of video blogging and enjoy that. And if you're just going to use it for training and work, then I would go with one of the lower level models. If you're going to go out and do some cool things with it, you know, show us your world. If you're going to have some fun with it, put it on a helmet or on your car, or, you know, that's the cool thing about entering the GoPro world. And I realize you're new to the GoPro world. The GoPro is a little camera you're going to have a lot of fun with. I mean, you can do so many things with it. You'll be inspired to do things with it. So my advice, if there's anything adventurous about you and you live in an interesting place or you do interesting things, then I would go for the higher end models. The Hero 4 Black or the Hero 3 Black Edition Plus is what I would recommend. If you got the bucks to do it, do it. If you're going to be recording video, let's say you put the camera 20 feet away and you want to stand somewhere else and record audio, then I use one of these little guys, which is what I'm recording this audio from. This is a Zoom H1. There's also another one here that I use a lot. If I want to get really serious about audio, it sounds better. This is the Zoom H2. But, you know, really this one sounds great too. And I record almost all my voiceovers and things with that. Sometimes I'll put a little microphone into it and pin it up here somewhere. And you can run a mic into that Zoom H1, the long skinny one, this one here. And then I'll put that little unit, the H1 unit, in my pocket. And so there you go. That's the long and short of how I use it at work, and there's a whole lot of videos out there on my channel about how I use it at play and to just record the day in, day out things in my life. Hope that has helped. Oh, you also asked a question about what do I think about the Oscar Schmidt guitars? Are they really that good? They're so cheap. To answer your question, they are like $200, $225 guitars. Yeah, they're worth it. They're I would easily pay 3 times that much for how the guitars play. And they sound really great, but they're not like Gibson guitars. They're not quite that good, but they're, you know, pretty darn excellent for $200 guitars. So go ye forth into the guitar world and enjoy with the Oscar Schmidt guitars. Do a search on my channel for that, and you'll hear me playing 3 or 4 different models. Hey, thanks for everything. Thanks for the question. People, subscribe if you like. Give us your input also if you want to give this person some advice on using the GoPro for work or play. Peace to all.